It is Lansday night, the 10th of Farmer's Moon.
All right. So that evening, after Cornelia has been told that her house is definitely being taken by the government.
And that was technically night, not evening. We are moved into, we're after 9 o'clock, moving more 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night.
While Cornelia was being told that her house was being taken by the government in a different part of the house, she would have found somewhere in the house not secluded but private, if that makes sense. I don't know what this house looks like.
It's a big house. You go to your bedroom, you close the door.
The thing is, she wants Lane to be nearby, and if he stands outside the door, that's fine.
She wants Lane nearby?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Any parlor.
Yeah, I think that's probably better.
Okay.
So, nearby.
Doesn't want him kicking into the door to your bedroom?
Not particularly. I'm going to make a call.
So, Teraline's going to make
She's going to make a call. She's going to make a call, and she wants him nearby just so that her life is a witness. I don't know. Yeah. And she's going to call Tiberius. It would be cool if he picked up.
It rings.
It's red.
He doesn't answer on the first ring. He doesn't answer on the second.
Oh, the third.
He doesn't answer on the third ring. He doesn't answer on the fourth ring. He doesn't answer on the fifth ring. A few questions. Storyteller questions.
Okay.
Do you have anything, have you expressly pursued and spoken to any other player for help, since you haven't spoken to me, that would suppress who it is that's calling?
You mean on his
Your halo.
end?
As in, you're using your halo to call. Tiberius knows it is Theraline calling.
I got his number from a third party, so as far as I know, he wouldn't have caller ID on my number, if that's what you're asking. And if it's not what you're asking, rephrase your question.
Do you have anything that suppresses him
That
being...
star 6-7.
He answers the phone.
Okay.
Hello.
Player question. Are there any weird vibes that come through a call?
One word.
Did you call High King?
It's a
You are calling without permission
Yes.
a phone number of the most powerful man on the planet.
Yes.
And you're asking if there are any weird vibes.
Probably not the kind of weird vibe she was looking for.
Let me answer.
Well-
Yes.
While there's an ongoing rebellion.
Are there shadow vibes that can transfer through a halo call?
None that you perceive at this time.
Can I roll for it?
Sure.
Man, it's so, she's so sweet.
But one of them was that.
But he answered. I rolled a 546
Nope.
and I have 3 bonuses if I'm looking for shadow
you.
stuff. Okay, that's fine. Hello, sir. This is Theraline Toral. My apologies for disturbing you this late in the evening.
Hello, Theraline. Why are you calling? Do you know whose number this is?
Yes, sir.
Who gave you this number?
I would
We are, after all, you're asking for the courtesy of my time. I'm asking for the courtesy of honesty.
I was given this number by the Lady Christianis.
I see.
I wish we could have spoken more yesterday, but time and circumstances didn't allow it. But I had some questions, and I was wondering if you would be so kind as to answer them.
For the sake of argument and courtesy, why don't we follow quid pro quo?
All right.
Do you have the talent?
Yes. Does that make it my turn now?
That would make it your turn.
What makes you think that shadows can be controlled?
I have it on good word from individuals who have had to deal with them intimately and have succeeded in commanding them. And I know that they are not lying.
I guess it's your turn next.
As a talent, the century has passed a law requiring you to take oath of allegiance to me. Can you in good faith say that you will do so and obey the law?
That depends on the answers to my other questions. In good faith.
Your answer predicates the answer of other questions. And so you have not answered me. I will reserve the right.
But the last question you answered wasn't very clear. I gave you a very clear and direct answer to your first question. Your first answer was very vague.
I have, on the most excellent evidence, proof that is satisfactory to me that they can indeed be commanded. I suspect that it is their nature.
May I speak with him?
Can you, in good faith, say that is a wise idea?
Can you, in good faith, say your association is a good idea?
I can, in good faith, say that all that I have done has been absolutely necessary.
Likewise.
If you could speak to them, what would you say?
Several things. Mostly questions.
You are very inquisitive.
I am.
It is late at night. You may have to get used to disappointment. If you have a point, you should get there. I'm confident we both know where we stand.
Your associate is an old friend of mine. We parted on unfortunate terms. I just want to set a few things straight.
I will make sure that my associate hears what you wish to make straight. What would that be?
See, I need answers.
Then you would have to ask questions and see what I may be able to provide you.
And you're comfortable with that position? Playing mouthpiece?
Sometimes the children do not get to talk on the phone, but the parent speaks for them.
Very well. I want to know why. Why he did what he did. Why he chose me. Why he chose my family, any of it. Why me?
Probably the same reason that I was chosen
And that
to
was?
be High King. Convenience. If you want to imagine yourself special, you weren't. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But you lived. Joy in it. Joy in the time you have.
You see, from its perspective, it wouldn't say the wrong place at the wrong time. It very well might be convenient.
It would say it was convenient. I would then interpret it. I am the master here.
How did you come to the situation you're in? Did you seek him out looking for a pet?
That goes beyond the purview of this conversation.
I wasn't intending to ask it, but since I am talking to you, I suppose that's fair. What is its relationship with the other collection of shadows? The Mall, how are they acquainted?
Again, this is not something... This does not appertain to you.
It does, actually.
How so?
I had a conversation with the Mall. Not long, but it was well aware of my relationship with Legion, was the name it used. I'm a little bit hurt that it never told me that was its name and all the time we knew each other, but the Mall was well aware, and it said that I was Legion's failed experiment. And I was just interested how they keep in touch, especially since the Mall seems to hate Legion so very much.
Do you imagine that they do not hate each other?
I believe they hate each other. What I wonder is why the Mall is so well informed about Legion's experiments.
It seems to me that you are naive to the way of politics.
I'm 15.
You will find, as time goes on, particularly if you remain relevant, that politics involves people that hate each other working together. Because if the people that hated each other only opposed each other under all circumstances, then nothing would ever get done. But every single one of the members of that century bear no love for the others. They do what is necessary to get the job done. And sometimes they simply do it out of fear. And there is a phrase someplace, fear brings anger, hatred. And hatred brings, well, I don't remember how it goes. But I can tell you, if you could smell fear and anger, it would lead you to a dark place.
I've been to a dark place. I'm pretty sure you know that.
And I'm pretty sure you're acquainted with fear and anger. Or you were blinded to it and imagined that something else was going on. But now you know the truth. You are no longer as naive. You see the world more as it is. And it is a sadder, grayer place. But it is reality. And you must accept that.
My perception of reality, my understanding, in all my interactions with this creature, I can't comprehend being able to control it, but I do truly, truly want to believe that you're right. While this is working, can you not keep him on a leash long enough for us to talk directly? This feels very ineffective, and
You would not want that.
Why?
You think you do. But when it is done, you would not want that. It is for your good. If you cannot trust me, I do not. That is irrelevant. I am telling you, it is for your good that I stand between.
He told you all about our relationship. What did you think? How did you feel?
Dear, I am the High King. Consider who you're talking to and ask more pertinent, relevant, and courteous questions.
Your Majesty.
A little better. The day may come that we have this conversation in person. When that day comes, and you have taken oath to me, I will answer your questions. If you wish them answered tonight, all you need do is take oath.
If you know my relationship with that shadow, how can you ask me that, given the relationship you have with it?
If you know how I stand between you and it, how can you not?
I don't know. I don't understand. You haven't explained.
Is there anything else?
Yes.
Then say it.
Suppose I specifically was convenient, but what it sent me to do was tactical. What did it want?
It wanted what you were until you weren't that anymore. It wanted a servant. It wanted to be a lord, and it wanted to command.
I wasn't the one who gave up my role first.
Weren't you?
No. He left. He ran away.
The truth will out in time, perhaps. Perhaps not.
What was it doing in Eastside?
Do you believe that were you to speak to it directly, it would speak truth to you?
If you commanded it to.
What it did when Eastside is not yet your concern. You think it is. You're curious. I appreciate your curiosity, but you fundamentally are not yet my servant. You have avoided the oath before, and you refuse it now.
I was never asked before.
You avoided it nonetheless.
I'm naive.
When you are willing to take oath, when you are willing to not have a fishing expedition, but rather wish to actually be in the heart of the matter and able to make a difference for good for the rest of this realm and for yourself. Come, take oath, and we will go forward together.
Can you not appreciate my desire to be fully informed?
I can appreciate it, but you are far more informed than most people, and yet you are not satisfied. I am not convinced that you will be satisfied. The call to obedience to your High King is outstanding, and it doesn't ask for your opinion, simply for your obedience or for your rebellion. I'm just curious if I'm talking to a faithful servant or a rebel. And if a rebel who has curiosity, who's dying to know the truth, tough luck. I'm not here to answer your questions. If I do answer questions, it is as an act of grace, and you ask a lot.
You were my king before.
I am still your High King. That has not changed.
What does this entail, this oath?
You swear that you will be a faithful servant to me.
And that means...
What do you think it means?
I don't know, that's why I asked. Your Majesty.
Wow. I give you safe passage. Come to the Citadel. We will talk. I will answer your questions, but it is late. Ask any lawyer you wish what your responsibilities will be. You are talented. As it is at this time, I think I would make you one who would seek out the truth. You have so much curiosity. You're so inquisitive. For you, I would invent an office. I would make you an inquisitor. If you will. And then you could seek out the truth to your heart's content. I would answer what questions I could for you. And you would have the authority to seek out the answers that I can't.
So if I come to Citadel tomorrow and swear oath, you will answer my questions.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Goodbye, Terry.
Hung up. Officially, it's hung up. You're not in the call anymore. Turns to Lang, who I assume is somewhere nearby.
Nearby, yeah.
Freaking High King.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to block that number?
I don't know yet. If I swear oath, he'll answer my questions. Meru swore oath and she doesn't care. I understand. I understand the principle of the thing. I really do. And I do not want to. But oh my gosh, if I could just...
Okay. Let me cover a concept with you. No, we're at a certain point. I think Arliss sent us to protect his sister.
He sent you to protect his sister, and you brought me with you. Which I did willingly, and I'm fine with.
To protect who do you... Put another way. When... not put another way. That sounds awful.
Just say what you mean.
Arliss sent us away. I don't think we should go back. Swearing oath means that you deliver your obedience, your integrity, your faithfulness to another and call God to judge you if you break oath. Almighty God, you ask to make sure that you keep oath with the being you give your allegiance to. And you of all people know who that is. Seems like all the curiosity in the world weighed in one side of a scale does not match the weight of that oath. You don't need it. This is like Eve going to the serpent and saying, no, really, I have one more question. Or 8. If you will only answer all my questions, then I can make a good decision. You don't need its answers. You don't. You're a child of God, saved by Jesus Christ, loved by me. What more do you need? Really? Because I can't give you anything else.
I don't need anything else. As much as I want to, I feel like I'm stuck going in circles. There are all these things that I wish I knew, and I want to move on, and I can't. He is corrupt. Take a corrupt oath and run.
No oath taken to God is corrupt.
Do I have to take it to God? Maybe Tiberius won't know the difference.
Oh my goodness. This has nothing to do with Tiberius. I realize, and he goes and he gets a Bible and he comes back and opens it up and he says, look, this is where your Savior, your God, spoke. And he said, do not swear. by the temple, by the gold, and he goes down the list of all these things. For all of them proceed from evil. Let your yea be yea, your nay, nay. So trying to swear an oath by something else that won't, it won't matter. God doesn't appreciate that because he counts those two. Your future is what dictates who you are, not your past. God is conforming you to the image of his Son. God is conforming me to the image of his Son. It doesn't matter that I was nothing, that I was dying, that I was poor, that I was lost and alone and abandoned and worthless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I was corrupt and evil and hated my God. It doesn't matter. Because Jesus saved me. And he has promised that he's conforming me to the image that will please his Father. And that promise is going to take me there. So I don't need to look back. I don't need to wonder. I don't need to say, oh, maybe if I'd done something else or chosen a different path or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's where I'm going, and I need to keep my eyes there. That's where you're going, and you need to keep your eyes there. It is a liar and a deceiver. It won't tell you the truth. And if it is forced to tell you the truth, what it will tell you, it will twist. So that the truth becomes a knife meant to stab at your soul. It is hard to walk away. Sometimes it's the hardest thing you can do. But sometimes you have to choose between your past and your future.
She deletes the number. It's nice to see you feeling something again. You've been all weird and pragmatic.
Desperate, hiding, fearful. When people are dying around you all the time, it's much easier just to bury it all, put it away, and wait for the day when it's safe to bring it out again.
Don't. Because we were sitting here and watching Arliss make mistakes that I wanted to make, and you wouldn't let me. I don't care that we can't stop him, but I want you to care that it's happening.
Oh, I do care. More than you know. But we went to war for a reason, and that was to protect you. Whenever our lives were in jeopardy, and oh man, they were in jeopardy a lot, he always was in front. It was okay, because we had been put there to spend and be spent if necessary. And he's still fighting that war. And so am I. So am I.
Okay.
Because I'm still fighting for you. If you... And this probably makes no sense to you. So maybe there's no point in saying it, but it is true of me and it's true of Arliss. If you were plunged into hell, thence would I march to get you back. Complete. And sometimes it means we do stupid things. Yeah. And sometimes when your friend does stupid things, the only intelligent thing to do, you go, intelligent? Shouldn't you know? The only intelligent thing to do is run. And so we run.
I can't say if it's all good or all bad, but I just need you to know that the war changed you, and I've noticed.
I'm sorry. I was not that boy that went off to run. I was past, I am no longer him. But the part of him that loved you is still there and loves you still.
And no matter what the war did to you, I love you too.
Thank you. That makes it worth it.
Because I love you, I needed you to know that it bothers me.
Yeah. I'll work on that. I'll work on that.
Okay.
Any other player agency?